Good morning, guys. Welcome to Butte Mountain Homestead. I had this video all recorded yesterday, but when I went back and looked at it, when I was planting what I'm going to show you, I planted it. I just didn't pay attention to camera angles, and it just wasn't very pleasant. So, and then I had promised to do a time lapse on putting up. We started putting up the roof on the greenhouse yesterday, and that just ended up turning into one fiasco after another. So I didn't time lapse that at all. We got 3 panels up. I had hoped to get the whole roof up, but like I said, well, you don't know what I said, but Jean had to go out and check on calves yesterday morning. They had the neighbors' cows in. They had to get the gate fixed and do all that. So by the time he got home, we got everything set up. We got started, then it was time for a late lunch, got back at it, another fiasco happened, and the wind was just ridiculous. I mean, my lips are so wind chapped, but I did get broccoli planted. I picked up some from a local nursery. It's about an hour away. It's the exact kind that I was planting or had started from seed that the mice had ate. I also got some kale planted. I used the neem pellets in the bottom of all of the holes. And then today, and I'll show you in a little bit, I'm going to work on the north wall of the greenhouse because I can do that. There's no cutting involved, no measuring, no caulking seams, none of that. So I'm just going to hang up the north boards, get that done, and then I'm hoping to get, and I'll turn the camera around in a second. Let me get to where it's better light. There we go. Sorry. Oh, and I see that a mouse or my cat has dug where the broccoli is. Must be a mouse. Sorry. Anyways, and I had found an evergreen that's a cottage evergreen, so it has like the bluish tint to it with little pink flowers. It gets 5 to 6 feet, 5 feet tall and wide, so I will show you that. I plan on getting that in the ground today. I do need to, and I'll show you, like I said, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to take out these tomato plants. Right here, this is what we call bed number 3. So I'm going to take all these out. I did get a little bit of a harvest yesterday, and I see there's a lot of green ones on there, but I have enough in the freezer. So I'm going to go ahead and yank those so that I can get onions planted. I had picked up white onions from another local nursery. And then, oh, and I found the red onions that I've been looking for that I couldn't find the seeds for. The place that I went to get the broccoli and kale starts had the red onions. So I bought those. My yellow onions should be ready to plant pretty soon. I'll leave room for them. I'm just going to pack them in tight this year. So looks like the peas are starting to flower. And there's some more tomatoes on there. This bed I'm going to leave the tomatoes till they die. But yeah, the onions are going to go here. And then in the empty spaces here, I'm going to put cauliflower because I did buy, I don't know, 12 cauliflower plants. I might direct sow some. I doubt they take. The broccoli that I direct sowed, it looks like there are some little tiny ones wanting to sprout. Let me see if I can find any. Yeah, there's some little tiny ones right there. Yeah, that got dug up. I need to fix that. Hopefully that's not my actual plant got dug up. No, okay. I'll just move that back. But see, yeah. I think they're gonna grow okay. They'll just be behind everything else. And I know those are because I planted them by emitters. But this is the green giant, green magic. So I think I planted 12 of those. I have like a green comet or something that I'm going to plant as well. But yeah, see, I think they'll be okay. So I just wanted a head start since I was already behind. But yeah, there's a green. Oh, look at the cover crop. This I planted the same day as the broccoli. This was up in 2 days. So it's liking its life, that's for sure. And I'm going to keep this video really short because I have a lot to do. There's no wind today. Might be 70 something, but yep, we got 3 roof panels on. We got the bracing done for another one. And between the bracing and putting the panels on, like I said, we're fighting the wind. And the panels aren't long enough, so we're having to measure and cut a bottom section. Get that caulked, put on, and then that end screw down. Get to the next one. And that's up and down a ladder. It's just very time consuming. And things aren't working out how we were kind of wanting them. So everything is just kind of, the boards are bent and we're using them anyway. So I'm trying not to just get discouraged, but it's going to be beautiful. So I'm going to work on that back wall today because I have those panels right over there. The screws are actually in that trash can. Jean set up the drill for me. I just need to attach the little things that cover the ends. That was another thing, which is part of the mistake I had made when I originally did the board level, is that all those were supposed to come out and they don't. They're having to sit flush, well, sit on the inside. So those ends, which we're going to cover up with a 1x6 trim board anyways. So it'll be fine. I did get flashing. We'll see if the flashing works. But yeah, the cottage garden, it's in the shade right now. But I need to get walls up so that I can work on getting rock down, you know, weed barrier. There's our scrap pile. But just real quick, the lamb's ears bouncing back. The ryegrass is liking being watered, that's for sure. There is the other salvia that I planted. Yeah, the wind yesterday blew all this stuff in here. But there's that David Austin rose. It's got new growth on there. There's new growth on the hydrangea, oak leaf hydrangea. I'm assuming that's white. My aunt didn't remember. The hollyhock has new growth. So I'm going to come in and trim all this stuff off. See, there's new growth down there. And I think I'm going to move this Rose of Sharon. I don't know that I want that there, because it's going to be basically a tree then right here. So we'll see. Lots of new growth on there. Yeah, look at all that perennial ryegrass. Oh, goodness. But here's the red bud. I mean, it's getting ready to lose its leaves, but it took a beating yesterday with the wind. That is for sure. But I did notice that the wind did not displace really, this is from the dogs, that the wind did not displace any of the mulch. If it did, it's very minimal. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to do it. Just a little update. I need to start on the goat pen here this week or so, because if we have a bummer calf, that's where it goes. So then the goats are going to need a home. So I need to get started on that too. Anyways, when the shadows on that are messing with me, because it is level, I promise. But so we're just, oh, and then look at this. I found a volunteer green bean that's flowering. There's a potato that's huge. I mean, that thing is huge. I don't see any actual potatoes in there, but yeah, this green bean is quite big too. Butternut squash, or the honey nut squash, they're turning, so I'm hoping they'll hurry up. The powdery mildew is, ugh. I'm not trading it. I'm just letting it do its thing. At least there's no spider mites or any left in there. Oh yes, chickens, goodness sakes. I think I'm going to cut back the asparagus today. There's more acorn squash forming in here. Yeah, acorn squash. But yep, that one's going to get cut back. Still getting sun golds, although I had a couple sun golds yesterday and they're a little mushy, so I'm not sure about that. But I got kale planted in here. There is kale coming up, so I think we'll be good on kale. This all has neem pellets in it. I had harvested all the radishes and then I forgot to take them in, so that kind of is a bummer. But so I had bought 6 plants. No, yeah, 6 plants, and I ended up with 8. So that's really good. I think I can take the bird netting off of this now. And the lettuces, we're going to be able to eat some lettuce here pretty soon, which is fine because I'm about out of store mix. There's the garlic bed. I think I can take the netting off of that now too. So yeah. And that cottonwood tree, I'm just finding more and more roots, so I don't know if we're going to keep it. I was talking to my aunt, and she was saying that it'll just fill up all the garden beds because it's going to go to water. So I'm not sure that I want that. So I talked to Gene about it, and he's thinking about it. So, and then that means I have one I was going to plant, but I might not now. So, because that's only 3 years old. This is its 3rd year. And that thing is a monster, and it is sending roots everywhere. Let me see if I can find, oh, yep. There's one right there. And I think and that right there under the plastic is a big old root. So, yep, it's doing all this damage. It's separating, that's the lawn. So I think I said in one of the other videos, I think all those cracks are the roots. So that is a bummer. That is a bummer. But all the sedum I planted last week are doing good. It's just, fall time, so. All right, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Get it up on the channel. And I will show progress as I can. So I want you to have a great week. And, oh, the zinnias. I'm scrolling, sorry. The zinnias are putting on new growth. Look at this. Silly things. It's the end of October. Yeah, today's the 30th, October 30th. So yeah, look at these zinnias. That is just silly. Those zinnias are hanging in. The lantana just kind of took over this bed like crazy. I need to prune the echinacea back. This is finally dying. So I might come in with just a treatment. I already did barricade with the weed killer, but I might do another treatment of barricade just to be on the safe side. But oh, and then the daffodils. Look at those are daffodils. The hollyhocks, those will bloom next year. But yeah, daffodils. Look at those. These hollyhocks, they're so sweet. So this bed actually ended up turning out to be quite for just throwing in some annuals. These were a seed head. I didn't even do anything fancy. I just scratched the soil, broke up a seed head on this end, and that was it. So pretty awesome there. I think I might harvest a few more seed heads, but all right. Yep, messy. Oh, here's those. There's the snowball cauliflower. There's the green comet broccoli. And then here's the early red onions. So I'm excited about those. Okay, now I'm really signing off. Always remember to be kind and do what makes you happy. See you next week. Thanks for watching.